Alright, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to have a bit of a vent about the state of my life. I've got everything together. I've got my shit together pretty well at this point. I've got a pretty good physique happening, been training for 4.5 years. And I mean seriously training, not just like, oh, I go to the gym once or twice a week and half-ass it. No, I don't know why I put on a Kiwi accent for that. But I've been seriously training for 4.5 years. I think I've maybe had 1 or 2 weeks the whole time, where I haven't trained. Other than that, I've been training several times a week, 4 times minimum a week, essentially every single week for the past 4.5 years. And I've been dieting in accordance with this goal. I've been doing bulking and cutting cycles. I bulked for 16 months, cut, bulked for a year, cut, bulked for another year, cut. On top of that, I've got a bit of education now. I went to university. I got a full-time permanent job now. Been promoted a few times. I've got a girlfriend now, one that isn't toxic, one that isn't in a different country. I've got some friends. I've got my finances in order. I'm investing a lot. I've got a good amount invested already. I'm on a really good path. So tell me why so often my mental health is still a complete mess. I'll have days where I just feel fucking awful. Don't get me wrong, it's been a rough past few years, but sometimes nothing will bring me joy. Most of the time, if I'm not being productive, I'm really down in the dumps, man. If I'm inactive, I'm just not satisfied. I'm not usually happy. I can't sit still for very long. Well, when I say sit still, I just mean do nothing productive, do something recreational. If it's not somehow tied to something that advances goals that are meaningful, then it just doesn't really deliver much dopamine or serotonin or whatever. It's I don't know if I've just formed myself into this hyper conscientious productive person, but I definitely didn't start out this way. When I was probably even just 4 years ago, before I started the fitness stuff and even a little bit into it, I was more than happy to just fuck off, play video games all day, and that was good enough for me. Probably even 3 years ago, I probably would have still been happy with that, but I guess up to that point, even video games and just the hedonistic pleasures of life, that stuff began losing its appeal, began losing its luster to me before I started to get onto this whole self-improvement wave. But I'm 23 right now. I was maybe I would have been about 15 when I started picking up self-help books. That was in high school, and I read through a fair few self-help books and investment books, a lot of stuff on gold and silver, oddly enough, and I just read a whole bunch of stuff in that vein, and I didn't action most of it at the time. I tried, but most of it I failed. But I think I just really internalized the message, the core components of it. And I also listened to a lot of Jordan Peterson. And if you only know Jordan Peterson from his modern stuff, then you probably think he's just a complete lunatic. But back in the day, I swear he made some good stuff. His lectures back at, I don't think it was Stanford, some one of those really highly regarded American universities. He was giving lectures there, and he just posted them on YouTube for free, and there was a lot of insightful stuff in there, and he really became the father figure that I didn't really have. I should clarify, I do have a dad. He's somewhat in the picture, but he's just never really been a very active part of my life. For most of my life, I've seen him for an hour or so every fortnight, and that's been about the schedule of things. I moved out from his place when I was 3, so I haven't had a constant steady male role model to look up to, and this is the story of a lot of people who started following Jordan Peterson. So I know I'm a bit of a cliche, in this regard, but he served a very valuable role in my life, and just all of those things came together to put me on a very good path, I think, in terms of becoming conscientious and, I don't know, maybe a bit of I hesitate to say overachiever because I'm nothing special. I haven't achieved anything super remarkable or special, but like, it took me from being a complete loser to being someone respectable, I think, I hope. But it just seems to have this other effect of dulling the pleasures of things that don't advance substantive goals in my life. It's a bit of a shame, and it makes me really sad sometimes because I really, really miss being able just to play a video game and be completely and wholly satisfied with that. And I know a lot of people would hear that and just think, oh, you've just figured out what actually matters in life. You stopped falling for the illusion of fake meaning or whatever. But I don't really believe in that. I think I said this in a previous video, but I think meaning is what you make it. Like, life is what you make it. The only things that are meaningful are the things that we decide are meaningful. In my opinion, that's what I think is the most likely reality, the most likely truth. I think, I don't know. That's the view that I've held on to the longest anyway. I've held a variety, but that's the most long-standing view that I've held on that. So in my view, in my very atheist view, no meaning making is better or superior to any other. For me, I do happen to value bringing, service and goods to my community. That makes me feel good. It makes me happy to be able to help other people, and it makes me happy to develop myself in ways that roughly approximate, what might be considered as I said, a respectable male in our society. Where was I going with this whole tangent again? Holy shit, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, just somewhere along the line, my brain stopped letting me derive pleasure from things that don't align with my value system. Maybe my true core fundamental value system started off somewhere else and has now transitioned to this point, and that's why I feel this way, and I can't get joy from the usual things. And that's left me in this, mental health puzzle that I find myself in. It's not even that like I always feel okay mentally when I'm working, when I'm doing things that are productive, when I'm, developing myself or whatever. Because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel really shitty, but I think it's almost like a coping mechanism. Like, even if I feel shitty, at least I'm doing this thing. Whereas if I'm feeling shitty and I'm not doing a productive thing, then I'm just feeling shitty and I'm doing nothing to resolve it. Maybe I've just internalized the whole validity of a problem solved, or a problem focused approach to problem solving. Sorry, I got that wrong. A problem focused approach to coping with stress and whatever else. Because that is the best way to approach coping, according to the literature. At least the last I looked at it, which was probably 2 years ago now, or at least a year and a half ago. I doubt it's really changed much in that time, but I kind of came up initially with a lot of voices in my world telling me that a emotional focused approach to coping is a fine or a preferable way of handling stress and things like that. But after listening to a lot of Jordan Peterson and reading a lot of self-help, and after getting a bachelor's degree in psychology, they all impress on you the complete opposite, because it is the case that a problem focused approach to coping is generally speaking superior. But I'm sure that the literature isn't as black and white as I've internalized it to be. I'm sure the reality is that the literature indicates that, taking an emotional approach is sometimes helpful. I'm sure it says that somewhere. But I think I just haven't internalized that, or re-internalized it, or reintroduced it into my fundamental belief system. I think if I did, then maybe I could derive more pleasure, or allow myself to derive more pleasure from, things that aren't as productive in the societally accepted sense of that expression. I think that might be my problem, or at least a component of it. But I think it's got to go deeper than that. I don't fully have the answer to this. I'm just kind of venting and ranting about it because I just wonder if anybody else out there might be struggling with the same thing that I am. It might be partially a culturally derived issue from hustle culture, or, just the general 9-to-5 rat race bullshit, maybe. Just societal expectations around what makes you a valuable member of society and what doesn't. It could be insecurity around my father's expectations. Maybe I just have daddy issues. There's a lot of things that are likely contributing to this. I feel like I'm missing some pieces to the puzzle. It's really just the reason this matters to me so much is because when I was younger, I could enjoy such simple, basic things. I had such a wealth of joys to take in the world, and granted, a lot of that is just simply because a lot of it was so new to me back then. I literally just hadn't existed in the world for as long, so it was just more of a novelty. That's definitely a huge component to it, but I cannot accept that it was all of it. I think there is something that I've lost somewhere along the way that is now preventing me from enjoying things that other people can, and it just makes me sad that so many, so much entertainment media and just enjoyable experiences are just passing me by. I'm really scared I'm gonna die and never rediscover how to enjoy those things again the way that I used to. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not inclined to believe that it's some sort of disorder. I am hesitant to accept disorder. I'm very hesitant to accept disorder as a reason for these sorts of things. I do believe that mental health or psychological disorders are overdiagnosed. I think there is an overdiagnosis problem, and I think there's got to be something missing that I need to figure out. So I'm sorry I didn't have any answers to offer in this video. I was mostly just discussing what is wrong with me, and I hope that somebody can maybe weigh in on this, give me some further perspective, because I've made other videos where other people have been able to offer me some insight and give me some other thoughts or some reading material that has been really nice to see. So I'm hoping I might achieve a similar effect with this video. If nothing else, I'd just like to have some conversations around it anyway. But I hope if anybody's watching this that you're having a good day or night wherever you are. I hope your life has been kind to you, and I wish you every good fortune. And I hope that you'll come back for another video in the future, or maybe watch some of my older content. And I will hopefully see you in the future. Bye bye.